A.S.B.O.
Yes, YouTube. Well, today's video, not too sure where we're going with it yet. I've got a couple of ideas in mind. First things first, I've not long got up, I'm smoking my first fag of the day, and I'm going to take KodaBear a walk. He's having a yawn. Say hello to KodaBear, everybody. We'll go walkies in a minute, Code. Yeah, just smoke a fag. Take Koda a walk. I might tell you a story. I don't know, see if we see anything while we're out with Koda's walk. I've been watching Roller Royce's videos again lately. I do quite enjoy them, they are funny as fuck. And I've been watching one that's gave me a great idea for a story. Well, not an idea for a story, it's reminded me of something that happened to me probably about 10 years ago. But we'll get into that more later. So we'll take Koda a walk and then come back and get into that then, maybe. Who knows? Let's do this. Let's go walkies, Code. Well, not took Koda yet, it's still in the back garden, but look at this for a mushroom. It's like that big. That's a bloody big mushroom, isn't it? It's definitely a mushroom, it's attached. What a beast. Yeah, come on Code, let's go. Well, we're nearly up the wood, but it is important to walk your dog on tarmac as well as up the woods and stuff to wear down his claws so they don't get too long. I'll do it, I'll take him from the house up to the woods so then he gets up the wood walking on tarmac and back from it walking on tarmac. So his claws are getting water down and there's too many cars about. We'll get back to you when we're in the woods. Wait. Oh, there's all these cars coming when we want to cross the road. Hey, wait there then. Stop. See, here's a good white Code. See, here's a good boy waiting for the road, but go on then, cross. Good boy. Good boy. So here we are then up the wood, taking Koda on a nice walk. We're not going to go too far because it's hot again, and as we know, Koda can't take his coat off, but I want to just go take him on a walk still because he don't do poos in the garden. While we're taking Koda a walk, I reckon I can tell you a little bit more about life with a KodaBear or an American Akita, especially this one, because he's good most of the time. He can be a bugger at times, but can't we all? So it's like with filming, when we're on walks, I like to concentrate on what I'm filming, but fuck off fly. But it does make it hard when, because Koda's not good with other dogs, you can't let him off the lead. So when I'm filming I can concentrate a bit on filming, but I have to concentrate a lot on what Koda's doing. So if another dog comes along then it's just a fucker. But the way I see it, I keep him on the lead. People are like, you should have a muzzle on him as well because he's vicious to other dogs. But the way I see it is, I keep him on a lead, I keep him away from other dogs. If another dog is not on the lead and comes up to him and starts kicking off with him, then I want him to be able to defend himself. That's not me being a dick, that's just Koda looking after himself. The other person should be a bit more careful of the dog. if you don't feel that, if you not got that view, then, well, that's you. This is my dog, that's what I think. Koda don't wear a muzzle, he never will. If you got a problem with that, tough, but I don't like muzzles. I have had incidents with him before. Shall we go through a couple of Koda incidents? I was walking up the wood, just down there somewhere, and out of nowhere, Koda was on the lead, all being good, and out of nowhere, I had him from my ex-girlfriend, because, well, we split up, I got custody of the dog, but it kind of didn't go down like that, but, so that's pretty much the outcome. I was walking in the middle of the fairway, nothing around me, and then her mum's got two dogs who was being walked by her mum's boyfriend or husband, not too sure, I don't think they're together now, but different story altogether. But yeah, I was walking up the fairway, and out of the woods come their two dogs, and he was like literally the other side of the woods. Out of nowhere, these two dogs come running, charging straight at Koda. Koda like steps back, and they still charge at him, come bouncing in. Koda, just being Koda, straight away just bites one of them. The owner of them dogs was nowhere to be seen, so it shit me up a bit, because like, I get worried about Koda. I don't want him, if he bites something and has to get put down, then I won't be able to forgive myself for that. But under the circumstances, when Koda's on a lead and the other dog's in, it's not Koda's fault. Come on, Koda. So it's not really Koda's fault, but like I say, it did shit me up. So I rang up my ex-girlfriend, just like, yeah, Koda's bit Bentley. She's like, oh God, is he okay? I don't know, the dog ran off as soon as he bit him. So she then phoned her mum up and then left it a while, found out what was happening. She got back to me. She said, her mum said, it's not Koda's fault, it's not my fault. He should have been keeping an eye on the dogs a bit better. So that worked out quite well. It was lucky it was someone I knew and they were understanding, but it could have gone a lot worse. So all in all, that was quite lucky. And there was another one that weren't as lucky, because before I had Koda, he was living with my ex-girlfriend, and then we made him an area in the back garden, like, fenced it all off so he could chill in the day. But no, Koda being Koda didn't like that, so he dug out. I should have put slabs or something down so he couldn't, but he dug out that closed off bit I made him, and then he got out of the proper gate, so he was all on his own, like a little bugger. And so where did he go? He went straight into town, straight to Greg's. Dog's got taste. This way, Code. Yeah, he went straight to Greg's, and there was a little shitty fucking like micro poodle thing there, and Koda's just barged straight over to it. Obviously he weren't on the lead, I was nowhere to be seen. Koda had got out at this point, but yeah, I was nowhere to be seen because I was at work still working away. And Koda's ran over to this dog, barged him with his nose, flicked the dog up in the air. The woman is absolutely screwing. I get a phone call because my number is on his collar, which, like, yeah, that's what you do when you've got a dog. But yeah, so someone rang me up, like, your dog's in town, this has gone on. And I was like, yeah, I'll be there in 2 seconds. Left work, went straight uptown, got Koda. Now this woman was absolutely screaming at him and fucking grabbing his collar, ragging him about. Like, I tried to put him in my car out of the way. I weren't going nowhere, because it's not like that. I wanted to do everything right. I don't want anything bad to happen with Koda, so I weren't trying to escape. So yeah, I tried to get him in the car. She weren't having none of that, she's ragging his collar about. And like, at that point, if Koda bit her, that would have been her own stupid fault, like, for ragging him about like that. But in that circumstances, Koda would have been put down, because that woman is a cunt. Like, so, and then my mate's uncle was there, Goldie, if anybody knows him. Like, people might think he's a bit, like, he drinks a lot, but on that day, he was fucking one of the best people I could have been there, because I've pulled her hand off Koda's collar. Like, I was flipping at this point, just going mad. She was ragging him about. No one's doing that to my dog. I don't care who the fuck you are. You are not ragging Koda about, or else I will rag you about. Simple. So she was ragging him about. I've ripped her hand off his collar. Goldie's grabbed Koda and chucked him in the back of my car. Like, that was fucking, honestly, a really big help. From that, she's like, yeah, the police are coming, stay here. I waited like half an hour, and I was like, so were the police really coming then, or what? Because I've got to go back to work. And it was outside Greg's, but Toolbox is over the road from there. So I went to Toolbox, because all of them were outside. It was a big commotion, there was people everywhere. But I went to Toolbox, like, if I leave, I've got to go back to work. So I left them with my name and number. And I says, when the police come, can you just get them to ring me? Tell them I've not tried to be dodgy, but you've seen I've waited here for over half an hour. I've got work. I just need to go. Like, I can't stay here. It was like, yeah, we've seen you. You've waited long enough. The police have been ages, so we'll let them know for you. And then later on that day, I got a phone call off the police officer. Like, yeah, we've heard what's gone on, all this, that. So, the woman's not pressing charges, but she wants the vet bills paid. I had to pay, I think it was like £70 for vet bills for the other dog, because it bruised its ribs. So I met them later that day. Oh no, I think it was like 2 days later. I looked into it a bit more, decided what was going to happen. And they come, met me. The copper that met me said his family has got 2 huskies, so he completely understands. Like, he knows, Koda, wait, go. He knows how much of escape artists these kind of dogs can be. He's a Nikita, not a husky, but said he knows what these dogs can be like, so that was good. Koda got a caution. I got a caution. So, KodaBear is the dog on an A.S.B.O. And your code. You are. And we're doing a bit more concrete walking to where it's closed down. That's good. Oh, well, that's KodaBear. Been on a nice walk then. I think he loved it. It's a little bit warm for him, but he's going to get a drink now. But it's a little bit warm for him, but like I said, don't take him too far. Just a nice little walk. So we'll do a poo in the garden. And because you just don't do them in the garden. Oh, I did think of another thing with Koda that he got up to once. At my ex's house, Koda had his own room, because he's a spoiled little brat like that. But kind of spoiled, but he didn't like it. So we went, I think we went bowling for like 2-3 hours max. So Koda went in his room because he can't come bowling. So we got back from bowling, it was quite late. So I dropped her off and went home. And before I even got home, my phone rang. I was just driving up Koda Road. And my phone rang. She was like, can you start pretty much crying down the phone to me. Like, can you come back? Koda's I couldn't even really understand her. I was like, but she was clearly upset. So I was like, yeah, I'll be straight back down. Went down, like, what the fuck? He'd gone through the door and like took a hole out the bottom, curved, just big enough so he could fit through. But he's a fucking big dog, so it was a fairly big hole in this door. And he hadn't just broke it, he took all little bits off, so there was bits everywhere, slobber everywhere. And the door had just gone through it pretty much. Scrows that, escaped again. But at that point he suffered with separation anxiety, which means he don't like being left on his own. But it's, yeah, we try and not leave him on his own as much as we can, but there is times when it's just inevitable that he's going to have to stay home on his own. But he was like 2 then, he's now nearly 6, so he's settled down a lot. He's been living at my house now for nearly 4 years. He feels like, at the start, before we had him, he was born with his, my ex's friends. She's got his mum and dad, or had his mum and dad, she's got his mum still. But they had bred him, and they had a litter, and Koda was one of them. And then they sold Koda to someone in Blackpool. And then I think it was about 10 months later, they're like, we can't cope with him, he's too much, and sent him back. Like, well, once I'd had him, that was it, he was not going out of my life, I made sure of that. But so she sent him back, and then my ex's friend rang up my ex, not about Koda, just fucking, well, a little bit about Koda, because fucking that had just happened, so she was just talking to her, said that this had got on. Koda was going to have to go to the kennels because they couldn't look after him until they found a proper home for him. And then my ex was like, nah, you can't do that, just bring him here, I'll look after him until you find him a home. So they brought him down to us. She looked after him for like 3 days. She rang, and then a friend rang her up, like, yeah, we've got somebody to have Koda. And she's like, nah, I can't get rid of him, I want to keep him. And she's like, yeah, that's alright, if you want him, he's yours. So she kept him. And then I'm not sure how long she had him for. It was a few months, it was. It's got to have been at least 6 months. And no, I'm not sure, but she had him for quite a while. And then that was getting too much for her. And fucking, she was like, I can't keep him. And she was getting really worked up about it. So then I started having him at weekends. And then a little bit more through the week. And then he just moved in, didn't he? And now he's my dog. And he'll be my dog forever. Because I love him to bits. So yeah, he may get into a bit of trouble, but so do I suppose. And you've got your dog's like you, I suppose. So Koda's got an A.S.B.O. He's a little bugger. I wouldn't change him for the world though, because if you try to change one thing, it changes a different thing, and it's a different dog. And I like Koda for who he is. It's like when you get with someone, you should get with the person who you want to be with, not with someone that you think, oh no, I can change them. Because that's changing people, that's not what you do. Changing dogs, yeah, you have to train them, don't get me wrong, you can't leave them being a right naughty fucker, but some dogs, like Koda, has got aggressiveness bred into his breed, so you can't really train that out of him. We've done our best, but you can't fright fuck out of him. You can give him a smack when he's naughty. He's got better around other dogs, but you'd never let him loose with one. So that's a bit more into life with a KodaBear. Shall we go and say bye to him? Come on. Where is he? Here he is, look. He's been on a nice walk, so he's all panting. Say hello, Codes. Say hello. Code. Hello. Good boy. So, yeah. KodaBear's all panty. He's been on a walk. He's had a nice drink. It does get hot, so this kitchen floor, that's his spot there. My mum and dad call him a tramp because he loves lying in doorways. But personally, I think he likes lying in doorways because it's a protective thing. So no people can get in or out without going past him. He's just a really protective dog. He won't let nothing happen to anybody in his family. And he's great. I love him. So, Codes, say bye. Speak. Code. No, Code don't want to say bye to you. So, I will see you later. I hope you've enjoyed this video. This video was not what I intended it to be. I've got another one coming. I've got another one planned for the topic I got from Roller Royce's video last night. I was going to do that in this video, but I got talking about Koda and we got a bit carried away. I hope you don't mind hearing about Koda, so I will see you in the next one. RS Magnet Fishing, like and subscribe. I think it's all angels just walk by. Yeah, 'cause aside from